If you could travel back in time 2000 years, what would surprise you the most? The cities, the empires, the people, or would it be the technology? History often tells us that human progress has been a straight line, from primitive tools to modern computers. But every once in a while, archaeologists uncover something that completely shatters that idea. A machine that shouldn't exist, a building material that outperforms modern concrete, a metal that refuses to rust after 16 centuries. These aren't myths, they are real discoveries. And despite decades of research, scientists still don't fully understand how some of these ancient technologies were created. The first mystery begins at the bottom of the sea. In 1901, sponge divers exploring a shipwreck near the tiny Greek island of Antikythera discovered what looked like nothing more than a corroded lump of bronze. It was broken, covered in marine deposits, and so badly damaged that nobody thought it was particularly important. The artifact sat in a museum for decades before researchers finally looked closer. What they found changed the history of technology. Hidden beneath centuries of corrosion were more than 30 precision-cut bronze gears, arranged in an astonishingly complex mechanism. Modern X-ray imaging later revealed that this ancient device could predict eclipses, calculate the movements of the sun and moon, and even track the timing of the Olympic Games. Today, historians widely describe the Antikythera Mechanism as the world's first known analog computer. But perhaps the most fascinating question isn't what it could do, it's why nothing else like it has ever been found. Researchers from University College London have spent years digitally reconstructing the mechanism, demonstrating just how sophisticated its engineering really was. Yet no workshop, no instruction manual, and no earlier prototype has ever been discovered. Then there's a mystery that's still standing today. Concrete is everywhere. It's the backbone of modern cities. Yet, many buildings and bridges begin deteriorating within decades. Roman harbors tell a different story. For nearly 2000 years, they've endured relentless waves, salt water, and storms. Scientists once assumed the Romans simply used better materials, but researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology discovered something more remarkable. By mixing volcanic ash with lime, Roman builders created concrete that can partially repair itself. When tiny cracks appear, seawater triggers chemical reactions that grow new minerals, sealing the damage naturally. A self-healing material, developed nearly 2000 years ago, now travel thousands of kilometers east to India. Standing in Delhi is a 7-meter tall iron pillar that has resisted rust for more than 1,600 years, despite constant exposure to rain, humidity, and pollution. Scientists know its high phosphorus wrought iron forms a thin protective layer that slows corrosion. But understanding why it survives doesn't explain how ancient metal workers produced iron of such exceptional quality without modern furnaces or scientific instruments. Much of that knowledge disappeared with the craftsmen who mastered it. Some technologies didn't just survive, they became legends. Damascus steel swords were famous for their strength, sharpness, and distinctive flowing patterns. Researchers believe they were forged from specialized crucible steel, but the original manufacturing process was eventually lost. Even with modern laboratories, scientists still debate the exact techniques that gave these blades their remarkable properties. Sometimes technology isn't destroyed, it's simply forgotten. Perhaps nowhere is ancient engineering more breathtaking than Machu Picchu. Perched high in the Andes, the city has survived centuries of earthquakes thanks to extraordinary stonework. Massive granite blocks were carved so precisely that they fit together without mortar. During earthquakes, the stones shift slightly before settling back into place, a design that modern engineers still admire. No steel cranes, no concrete, just remarkable craftsmanship and an extraordinary understanding of geometry. Looking at these discoveries together reveals something surprising. Ancient civilizations weren't technologically primitive. They simply solved problems differently. Their knowledge was built through observation, experimentation, and centuries of refinement. Some of those techniques have survived. Others vanished with the people who created them. And that's the greatest mystery of all. How many inventions disappeared without leaving a trace? How many workshops were lost to time? How many breakthroughs are still buried beneath deserts, forests, and oceans, waiting to rewrite history? Because history isn't finished, it's still being uncovered. And every ancient artifact reminds us of one humbling truth. The people who came before us were never as primitive as we imagined. We simply underestimated them.